Deborah Sweet, and I'm the director of World Can't Wait. And this is how and why I know Sharon, because Stephanie Walker was a colleague of Sharon at PS 191 and got involved with World Can't Wait, and that's how Sharon got involved. About 10 years ago, this next month actually, when we were thinking about the problem of a second George Bush presidency and making a call to drive out the Bush regime. Sharon answered the call and became a core volunteer member of our national staff. It worked out of a really grungy office on 32nd Street. And she was one of those that never complained about that part of it. And she was one of those that always questioned. You know, we all questioned each other, especially me. I got questioned by everybody because I was out speaking for this mission of somehow finding a way and an opening to make George Bush and Dick Cheney be driven from office in shame, which we still should have done. But Sharon didn't get discouraged. Maybe she got discouraged, but she didn't let other people get discouraged. She would ask those same kind of questions. How can we go at this? And I wanted to say two things that were really important to Sharon from what I know. One is that one of the issues World Can't Wait fought on was the closure of Guantanamo, which opened in 2002 in Cuba, and as a matter of fact is still open today, even though there have been numerous pledges to close it. But Sharon somehow took those men in Guantanamo and the outrage that it being opened represented, both the torture and the enhanced interrogation, as a mission she was really committed to. She was the person that organized all of our orange jumpsuits, and you saw some of this in the video, and helped sew the hoods that people wore to be out in public representing this. And as late as the fall of 2013, I remember a moment very well on a day when there was a protest against police brutality up in Harlem next to the state office building. Sharon came with her orange jumpsuit, and she came with some black chain that she had ordered off the internet, and she laid out on the pavement a solitary cell 6 by 9 feet, which is the size of the cells that people in the U.S. are held in solitary in. She put on her jumpsuit, and she stood in the middle of the cell. And she waited for people to talk to her. And huge numbers of people came to talk to her, including people going on about their business in Harlem stopping by. And she was able to use that as a way to connect with people, as a teaching moment. Sharon organized annual trips down to Washington on the anniversary of Guantanamo every year. People would take the bus down there. You saw some of the pictures of her on the bus with people. New, increasingly younger groups of people came along, and she always kept in touch with them. She did the phone banking. She made the phone calls. She connected with people in her own way, which was extremely important for the movement, for all of us, but it was really important to those people that she called, who we've heard from since Sharon's passing, living all over the U.S. So Sharon was a very special person and a very gifted and remarkable activist. Through the process of being involved with World Can't Wait, she became close friends with another activist, Bob Parsons, who some of you may know. And Bob wrote a beautiful statement to give today, but unfortunately has a crisis in his own family and wasn't able to be here. So I'm going to ask his friend and our friend Joe Virgo to read the statement that Bob has for us. Joe, who's dressed for the occasion in orange. By the way, we are making a video and photographs. Sharon's siblings, Denise and Skip in Illinois, are not able to be here, and we want to be able to share everything with them, so I'm sure you understand. There's also photographs being snapped. We have several professional photographers here with World Can't Wait who are usually out on the street snapping demonstrations, but they will do a good job here. So Joe Virgo, also a good friend of Sharon's.
I'm Bob Parsons. I wish I could be with you all today as we all share stories and memories of the life of our wonderful friend Sharon. Sharon talked with her sister Denise, her brother Skip, and I about what she would like on her headstone. It was, "May peace and justice and equality reign." Sharon and I talked, and she was considering adding the second line. That was never finalized because she was unable to finish the discussion before she died. That second line was, "What will you do to make it happen?" Those two phrases did express what she spent the greater part of her life doing, fighting the many outrages of the system with that goal in mind, and very important, also challenging others to do the same. She came to New York City, an intellectual from the Illinois plains, to delve more into philosophy. She became a teacher. Somewhere in there came Sasha. I'm looking forward to learning more from Sharon's friends and fellow teachers at her school about the years of PS 191. She was very passionate about the children at school. Thanks to Stephanie Rugoff-Locker, Sharon found World Can't Wait, and she quickly became a core member of the staff at the National Office. The video Richie and Adrienne put together captures much of what Sharon was about, as she found a way to express all her fury at the oppression of people all over the world. She fought to end it all and pursued that with great integrity and principle. She was not afraid to look at the truth, no matter how unpopular. This became especially intense when so many who had very actively opposed the war in Iraq under Bush became swept up in the euphoria around Obama's first election and just lost their minds and their ability to do any critical thinking. The numbers of people in the streets took a nosedive, but Sharon stuck to her principles and argued with everyone that they must also have principles and morality. In her firmness, she brought to mind a quote from Baba the chairman of the Revolutionary Communist Party. The whole point of principle is that you have to fight for it when it is not easy to do. There is no need for principle if the only time it is applied is when it doesn't matter. Sharon lived that. Her stubborn streak. Okay, some others can talk more about that. But the point is that her stubborn streak served her well in adhering to principle. And yes, many of those who had lost their minds eventually found them again as it became clear Obama was carrying out war crimes, as did Bush. There are many examples of that, but one stands out and became an issue that was especially dear to Sharon's heart: the prisoners held in the U.S. torture camp at Guantanamo. She fought tenaciously for years with many others, for example, our friends in Witness Against Torture, to force the closure of Guantanamo. She felt very viscerally the horrible pain of these prisoners from all over the world still being held with such inhumanity. Her feelings for them were a living expression of another slogan she loved: American lives are not more important than other people's lives. One of my favorite pictures of Sharon that didn't make the video was one that served as the masthead for the World Can't Wait website for some time. Amidst other protests at the White House demanding close Guantanamo, there are 3 people in orange jumpsuits and black hoods on their heads. She is one of them. Of course you can't recognize her. I knew it was her though, and always kidded her. She couldn't hide from me. She drew the parallels with the prison Guantanamo and the 2.4 million people prisoners in U.S. prisons. She stood with them equally. The last year and several months after her heart attack in January 2014, incidentally, it was in Washington, D.C. for the yearly demonstration at the White House around Guantanamo. She spent a lot of time with the World Can't Wait support of the Stop Mass Incarceration Network. She loved the uprisings in Ferguson and protests all over the country last fall. And going into this year that demanded stop murders by police. She was thrilled by a young generation joining with veterans like herself in this crucial political battle. While unable to walk, she edited World Can't Wait's New York City newsletter during this time. She demanded I come by to give her reports on all the demonstrations. She wanted to know the feel of it and know what people were saying and thinking, especially the youth. I want to share with you one other trait that concentrates Sharon's intellect and again, her integrity and morality. She was not satisfied with just fighting the outrages this system produces. She knew that billions around the world live lives that are horrendous. She found this quite simply unacceptable. One of the things Sharon and I loved doing together, along with fighting in the streets, was engaging in spirited discussions about what caused all these horrors and what was the solution to ending them all. I will leave you with one photo of Sharon that exists only in my mind that expresses what I've been trying to convey. She's sitting at a table, spread out on the table and propped open to some page, is Piketty's Capital. Another book, one of David Harvey's books, and another book, Baba Vakeen's Birds Cannot Give Birth to Crocodiles, but Humanity Can Soar Behind the Horizon. Her searching, her integrity, her intellectual honesty, her principles, her morality. I love you, Sharon. I miss you immensely. Thank you.
I'm overwhelmed at how many people have come out, and that's something I think is comfort to everyone missing Sharon. As somebody, Deanna, our photographer, said, for a small person, she certainly has left a big hole. I'm very interested to hear from all of you about the experience of PS 191, because what I did know from Sharon, what a caring educational community it is and was, and how much people struggle to keep the school open and to make a difference, and that's continuing today is a testament to Sharon and people like her. I would just like to invite anyone else that would like to tell a story or make a remembrance of Sharon. I know there's a few people in the audience who have already said they'd like to do it, but please feel free to come up and say what you will. We have some food afterwards, and I do want to say again that somebody had the foresight to make this beautiful picture of Sharon and to leave a huge border where we can all sign this. So please do not leave without this. Would anyone like to come up? Please.
Some of you may know me. My name is Jessica Williams. My mom is Loretta Williams. today, so I'm very grateful for Ms. P. It's a little hard to stand up here because, to be honest, Ms. P was all that. She was a little short lady, but she kept it going, she kept it moving, she was always on the go. My day wasn't right if I didn't see Ms. P after school. Even when I went to see my mom now, I had to see Ms. P before anything. So just know that the love in this room is so big, and I feel it, and I know Ms. P is feeling it too. And don't cry because she lives through us. So just turn the crowns. Amen.
There was a roll.
We didn't really think about the aisle. Actually, we didn't know so many people were coming, so that's a good problem.
So, good morning, good afternoon. My name is Lisette Malone, and I'm fortunate to sort of be on the border of PS 191 and Hudson Honors. So I sort of got to know Sharon through two ways. But